What's going on, man? It is the Trill Pill back with some more information that y'all can really use, man. Cut this shit up a little bit. All right, man. So in the past, I've made videos about mental health days um, in school being allowed, right? And uh, and before the school year starts, might be that time again. So 12 states have already been identified to have mental health days in school to be a part of the regular school schedule. Now we're going to get into the details of it, and we're going to see what this all, what this shit is all about. All right, so mental health days are now the new sick days for students, and schools are okay with it. Now it's also 12 states. All right, so we're going to get into the 12 states. Um, let's see, 12 states now allow students to take mental health days as excused absences. And experts say it's a huge step forward. When Lori Riddle was in high school, she testified before Oregon State legislature in support of a bill that allowed excused absences to cover mental health. And it worked. Oregon is one of the handful of states that allow students to take time off for their mental health. Lori Riddle said, I was going through my own mental health struggles, and I knew that testifying for mental health days and being vulnerable was opening myself and my struggles to criticism. Riddle, now 21 years old and a college student who lives outside of Portland, Oregon, told Today parents via email, I think it's important to take care of yourself. Now, since Riddle's testimony, more states have approved excused absences for mental health for school-age children and teens. According to Very Well Mind, great resource for mental health news and things of that nature, states that have mental health absences include Washington, California, Illinois, Maine, Virginia, Colorado, Oregon, Connecticut, Arizona, Nevada, Utah, and Kentucky. Now, could mental health absences be excused or be not be excused, but be abused and excused for that matter? Some adults worry that mental health day policies could be abused. The experts say they don't think that it's too likely. And what's helpful about the way in which mental health days are being rolled out in some states, that there is a certain number of days that are allocated to take off. Dr. Christine M. Crawford, the Associate Medical Director at the National Alliance on Mental Illness, told Today parents, if schools see a pattern in which the student exceeds the allotted number of mental health days, that really signals to the support that perhaps a student requires more mental health and support. Now, some students might take advantage of these days, much like they might try to put a thermometer up under the light for a fake fever or shit like that. Now, we're afraid, understandably, of giving children easy opportunities for poor behavior. But put that against the potential good that mental health days could do for children as kids. And once they become adults, it is worth the risk. Now, we know we have to deal with a pandemic for the past couple of years and how important it is for the children to have these days off because, number one, the children that went through this COVID, whether they're young children or college or whatever, They had to do remote learning. Now, that's not really normal. That's the first time that has ever happened um, in our society, in our culture, I believe, where the whole world is shut down and our children have to, be home and do their work on over the internet or whatever. For some students, it worked. For some, it didn't. For some parents, it also made a strain on parenting and working and things of that nature. So I think these mental health days are very important to all children, and I hope the other states will, get a hold of this and really push forward. I know I'm going to push forward in my state, in the city that I currently live in. And I hope that it really makes a change because these children have to have a way to express themselves in the right way. And sometimes, school is day in, day out, nonstop, especially if you do other activities outside of school. Sometimes you do need a break. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes a lot of children get burnt out on school because it's tough, and you got to deal with not only the learning but the social aspects and things of that nature. These kids need the time to kind of recollect. I know my kids need it. I've taken my kids. Um, I've taken them out of school for a couple of days just to relax. You know what I'm saying? Because they need to. They really need to. If you don't take care of yourself, how can you take care of somebody else? Or how can you really take care of the things that you have to take care of and learn if you don't have the proper time to just relax and just chill and just, what I'm saying, do the things that, relax you. You know what I'm saying? It can be tough out here, especially for these children. You know what I'm saying? Now, we're going to get into some more statements. About 1 in 5 children experience an episode of major depression during their teen years. The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention reports, and children's mental health during the COVID-19 pandemic only worsened. According to the CDC in 2020, children requiring emergency mental health services increased by 24% for those aged 5 through 11 and 31% for children aged 12 to 17 compared to the prior year. It's also become so dire that the U.S. Surgeon General issued an advisory warning about kids' mental health. I made videos on that. I will put those at the end of this video. Now, even before the pandemic, an alarming number of young people struggle with the feelings of helplessness, depression, and thoughts of suicide, and rates have increased over the past decade, said Surgeon General Vivek Murthy. COVID-19 pandemic further altered their experiences at home, school, and in the community, and the effect on their mental health has been devastating. And that's why mental health days are so important, and that's why these days need to be implemented all across the board, not just in 12 states. All right, we need way more than that. You dig what I'm saying? Now, when it comes to the mental health dialogue, when it comes to the conditions such as depression, anxiety, those are also medical conditions that can interfere with anyone's ability to function at work and at school. Crawford said. And I'm gonna stop right there now. I do think there's important for mental health days to be a part of our society, not just for school, not what I'm saying, just period at work too, because sometimes you can be burnt out. And, we got to get to the scratch. However we get to it, sometimes we have to take time and just relax. You know what I'm saying? Take care of ourselves. And I guarantee you the productivity of employees and students will shoot through the fucking roof because you got to give time for everybody just relax. Like, you don't want to get burnt out. Like in life, sometimes we can get burnt out. You know what I'm saying? 'Cause this shit can really get to a groundhog day, especially if you're working like a 9 to 5 or anything that you do. Sometimes you get burnt out. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you want to relax. Sometimes, so you don't want to, press so hard. And, you know what I'm saying? And when you going hard every single day, Monday through Friday, for some people, Monday through Sunday, however, whatever hours you work, 10, 12, 8, you know what I'm saying? You want to, you might feel burnt out. Just imagine for school. All right, that's 8 hours a day they're learning. You know what I'm saying? They're learning and they're, trying to process the information as fast as they can. Now everybody learns at different levels, You know what I'm saying? That's why I think this will really come help at. This will fill the gap in. So if you are somewhat behind in your study, you can take a couple, mental health days off. Of course, you will still, be sent your work and all that. Make sure you keep up with your work, but at least you're at home, you're comfortable in a setting that doesn't stress you out. Sometimes school can stress you out. The social, all that shit at school, the drama, the everything that goes on at school can really be stressful. Along with making sure you got this for this class, and that's for that class, and you know what I'm saying. So that being said, man, I hope this gets implemented everywhere. All right, so the whole purpose of mental health days is to recognize and to acknowledge the fact that these symptoms from these mental health related conditions can interfere with the young person's ability to be fully present in school. Now, it also changed the dialogue surrounding mental health. Now, Gilboa said that it's often hard for people, especially children, to express that they're struggling before they get to a full-blown crisis. Allowing time off for mental health gives children the space to talk about tough feelings. You know, let's see. Now, I'll scroll down a little bit more. It's almost. Oh, I'm going to put this link in the description box. Goddamn well, how I do it, man. I cite my sources. No plagiarism over here, man. We cite our sources over here, and we pay those respects people who create this, this content and each articles and things of that nature. This information just needs to be spread out to wherever, however, and whenever. Now, when and how? Oh, let me see. Okay. Now, when and how to take mental health days. Crawford said that parents should consider allowing children to take days off if they say they feel overwhelmed, even if they do not have a diagnosis from a doctor. Everyone has bad days, and tending to one's mental well-being is important. If you are mentally unwell, that's going to make you physically unwell and unable to fully engage in the entire school day. Crawford said that now, if you're always operating at a suboptimal level, you don't have a chance to recharge your battery so that you can be fully present and engaged in the classroom. And I agree. I'm allowing kids to take time off before the symptoms continue for a longer period of time can help them prevent their condition from worsening. It only takes 2 weeks of experiencing symptoms of low energy, poor sleep, poor concentration, and having negative thoughts about yourself to meet the criteria for a depressive episode. A lot of people don't realize that. In my opinion, I agree. A lot of folks don't realize that. The things that are at school, it's just so stressful sometimes. I can remember being in school and being stressed the fuck out. You know what I'm saying? Home life, regular life, social life. Sometimes you need a break. You know what I'm saying? Because that gumbo or whatever that is can push you right into a depressive episode where you're not feeling this shit. And that's when you get into, about the dropouts. How did they feel? You know what I'm saying? Why did they drop out? Was it because they felt too stressful? Was it because they felt like the pressures of school were too much? The pressures of school and home life were too much? And they just need time to relax. You know what I'm saying? That's all. I'm not really worried about those days being abused. You know what I'm saying? Because shit, I guarantee you the result of those days, you know what I'm saying, it's gonna be good. And even if they do, you know what I'm saying, whatever, man, just at least they have a little bit of time to just relax. A lot of these kids these days don't get a time to themselves and relax. And we press these kids so hard to try to be something one day, and sometimes it forces the what's the word for it? It has a reverse effect on their learning and that's social ability and things of that nature. All they need is a little bit of time to chill. 1 or 2 days out. I'm not saying you go and abuse them days. I'm pretty sure they will be broken up in semesters, maybe. But you get 12 a year. You know what I'm saying? Which I think is a great number of days. I think they can be probably pushed to. Let's see, because how many days in the school year? I know they're like 100 or some days. Maybe a third of that. a third of those days. When I don't know, maybe about 20, 24. You know what I'm saying? Something like that. You know what I'm saying? Especially, for the school, you been in school all fucking day, you been learning, you been stressing out all this shit, man. Sometimes you gotta relax, man. At the same time, I think it'll help a lot of these kids focus more on the classwork and focus more on the things that they do, especially if they're involved in groups and things of that nature. I think it'll help. You know what I'm saying? I think we try so hard to cram all this shit in, and sometimes that forces the kids out and makes them not want to fuck with school like that. You know what I'm saying? But having these mental health days off, I think are very important. Now, again, there are only 12 states that actually have these days that are certified. And those 12 states are Washington, California, Illinois, Maine, Virginia, Colorado, Oregon, Connecticut, Arizona, Nevada, Utah, and Kentucky, man. So if you live in one of these states, I advise you to know what is going on in the school system. Make sure you ask questions to your school district, wherever you live. You know what I'm saying? Make sure you ask your state these questions, man, because they work for us. And I think the teachers need some of those days off too, because shit, being a teacher is hard. Shit is hard. Shit is rough. You know what I'm saying? Me being a former educator, I know how stressful that shit could be. You know what I'm saying? Trying to, corral and tame other people's children for 7 to 8 hours a day. That shit is rough as fuck. But somebody must do it. I think the people who do it need time off too. You know what I'm saying? That's why teachers need to be compensated for the things that they do. They need time off from your child too. Some of y'all know y'all kids is bad as fuck. Y'all be knowing. Y'all be sending them off for 8 hours a day, and somebody else is dealing with your fucking problem, and you get them back and they act like they ain't did shit wrong. You know what I'm saying? But you know what I'm saying? But it is what it is though. But like I said, man, I really hope that our school system in this country improves. The teachers should get compensated for what they do. They work their ass off. They bust their ass every day making lessons plans. You know what I'm saying? All type of shit like that. They gotta learn how to really be real problem solvers if you want them to blow up. You know what I'm saying? And get burnt out. Same thing for the students. The students work so hard. You know what I'm saying? So they're so dedicated in doing whatever the fuck they gotta do to get out of school, make it through school, deal with school. They got the social aspect. Then they play sports or be involved in groups or whatnot. Sometimes they just need time to chill, and we can't keep having the old school standard, the old school standard, like, oh, we ain't have time to chill, we ain't have time to, you know what I'm saying? All right, just because we didn't have some in the past, don't necessarily mean that we didn't need it. You know what I'm saying? I can account to many times where I needed time off from school. You know what I'm saying? Because I was dealing with some shit, my personal life or whatnot. You know what I'm saying? It's just important for that to happen. You need that time off and just relax, man. Then get back to it. You know what I'm saying? Get back to it, man, because you're going to need it. Trust me. You're going to need it. And sometimes in this hustle and bustle world, as this world, it never stops. It's 24/7, 25/8, whatever you want to call it. You know what I'm saying? It's nonstop. And sometimes we don't take the ample time to slow it down, relax, so we can go and do what the fuck we have to do at a high level. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of like a workload. You know what I'm saying? Like, ain't nothing wrong with having a heavy workload, but if you give me 2-3 days to recharge, you know what I'm saying? We can get that shit right at a high level, and that's what you really want the students to do. I think you get the most out of your students when they are able to learn at a high level. They're not kind of dragging ass, through school. When they have a high level of learning, they have high energy, and they come in fresh and, charged up, that's when they perform the best. And I think that, that's very important for these children to have these days, man. And with that being said, man, you know who it is, man. It's the Trill Pill. You know what I'm saying? And my slogan, man, stay trill and heal. Mind your mental to be, mind your mental, and stay mentally true. And also, make sure you hit that like button if you want to donate to this content. The Cash App is in the top right hand corner. Okay, and the Cash App is $TRILLPILL X. you'd like to donate to this platform for me to continue making dope ass content like I'm making, man. Shout out to everybody out there. Hope y'all having a good day. Shout out to all the kids out there. Hope y'all have a great school year. I will keep up on this, and I will drop another video on this right before school starts for the parents. You know what I'm saying? Right for us parents, so we can know what the fuck we getting into. You know what I'm saying? When there's no school year happening, and as we go into this fall semester of 2022, it's time. It's the fourth quarter. So in the fourth quarter, that's when it's time to kick in most. The first, second, and third quarter been tough, but now it is the fourth quarter. And now it's time that we get to the grind of it. You know what I'm saying? You gotta finish out the game with a bang. You know what I'm saying? You gotta finish the game with the same amount of energy you had starting the game. You play sports, you know what I'm talking about. I mean, you know how important that fourth quarter is. That fourth quarter can win and lose games. You know what I'm saying? So I apply that logic to real life and to the years that I live. You know what I'm saying? I break that shit down in four quarters, and this quarter right here is very important. Kids going back to school, teachers are getting off the summer vacations and whatnot. And I hope that every child has a great school year. Like I said, I'm gonna keep you right in the mix of all the news about mental health and things of that nature. You know what I do. You know what I'm saying? You know how I do it, and you know what I do. Yeah, that's right. I said, you know what I do. Fuck it. I said, look, man, it's a trill pill, man. I'm gonna get off here before I start rambling, man. But yeah, make sure you get this information. Make sure you do the research. Make sure you do the research, and again, make sure you do the research so you can know what is available if you live in these 12 states, and the fact that if you don't live in a state that has these mental health days, go and cause some motherfucking noise downtown, state capitol. Go make some noise for your state so they can know how important this is, because they work for us. They're our servants. You know what I'm saying? We are the people. You know what I'm saying? And we, as the people, need to make sure that we hold these motherfuckers accountable at the top and let them know what's going on out here, because they don't fucking know. They don't know. They don't know. And it's up to us to make sure that they know. That being said, man, stay mentioning the Trill. It is the Trill Pill. Make sure you hit that like button, share, and subscribe, man. I'm out this bitch. What the fuck going on?